In an industry where fame fades fast and relationships are often as fleeting as trends, the unwavering connection between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo continues to captivate hearts. With the passage of time, scandals, solo projects, and even physical distance, one truth has proven itself again and again: real love doesn't change. From the moment they shared the screen in The Untamed, fans were spellbound. But it wasn't just the chemistry of their characters that sparked something magical. It was the undeniable authenticity behind the scenes. Xiao Zhan, known for his warmth and calm demeanor, and Wang Yibo, famously stoic but fiercely loyal, found in each other something rare: understanding without words, a friendship that transcended the screen, and perhaps something even deeper: a silent understanding. Those close to them speak of long conversations during late-night shoots, of gestures too subtle for cameras to catch, but too sincere to be faked. Whether it was Xiao placing a hand gently on Yibo's back in moments of quiet reassurance, or Yibo waiting silently for Zhan after a stressful shoot, there was always an atmosphere of something more, something sacred. The media speculated, the fandom exploded, but neither Yibo nor Zhan ever addressed the rumors directly. They didn't need to. In a world demanding loud explanations, their silence became a symbol of something real, something that didn't need the validation of headlines. It was as if they were silently saying, "What we have is ours, and it doesn't need to be explained." Weathering the storms. Fame came with a heavy price. Both stars faced public scrutiny, intense media pressure, and personal battles. Xiao Zhan's 2020 controversies could have broken anyone, but not him. And not Wang Yibo, who stood by, quietly yet powerfully, never once distancing himself, even when others did. In private moments, fans caught glimpses of Yibo's support, small nods during award shows, eyes searching the crowd for one familiar face. When Yibo faced backlash for his bold choices in music and dance, Zhan responded not with words, but with gestures. Attending events where Yibo was performing, reposting just enough to remind the world, "I see you. I've always seen you." Their bond survived not only time but public trials, because real love, whether platonic, romantic, or something unnamed, does not dissolve under pressure. It strengthens. A reunion that spoke volumes. After years of working on separate projects, in 2024, the internet trembled when Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo were spotted together again, backstage at a charity event. No cameras were allowed inside, but fans who caught them leaving described a moment that felt like a scene out of a movie. Zhan smiling softly, Yibo nudging him playfully, the air around them charged with something electric. A knowing glance between them told a story no words could. And when asked about the moment, Xiao Zhan simply said, "Some people don't leave your life. Even when the world changes, some things don't." The message behind the madness. What makes their story so powerful isn't just their fame, their beauty, or their talent. It's the quiet message they send. In a chaotic world, real love doesn't change. It isn't loud. It isn't always visible. But it endures. Their journey is a testament to emotional constancy in a constantly shifting world. Whether they're in each other's lives every day or just silently cheering from afar, the bond between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo remains unshaken. Fans around the world still whisper, they were never just co-stars. Because deep down, everyone can feel it. This is not a relationship shaped for the cameras. More than just a pair. In the years to come, they may go their separate ways professionally. They may date other people, take on different identities, become icons in completely different arenas. But one thing is certain, what they shared and continue to share is not bound by time or headlines. It's bound by heart. Real love doesn't change. And in Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, we are reminded that some connections are simply written in the stars, unshakable, unforgettable, and eternal. Whispers, memories, and an unbreakable thread. The world kept turning, the stage lights shifted, and new faces emerged in the entertainment scene. But no matter how loud the noise of time became, the echo of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's bond continued to reverberate. To some, it was nostalgia. To others, it was proof that some stories never truly end, they just change form. Lingering glances and subtle signs. Though no official reunion project had been announced, eagle-eyed fans began noticing what they called the silent language of Zhan and Yibo. In interviews, Xiao Zhan would pause for a split second when asked about memorable co-stars. Wang Yibo, when questioned about his favorite collaboration, would smile, just faintly, and answer with a name that didn't need explanation. Their posts never tagged each other. There were no overt mentions. And yet, every now and then, they would post similar captions, share the same quote, or use matching emojis, mere minutes apart. Coincidence? Some would say yes. But for those who had followed their journey from the beginning, these small digital breadcrumbs were undeniable proof. The thread still existed. Hidden messages in their work. In 2025, Xiao Zhan released a song that stirred fans to their core. Titled Still Here, the lyrics spoke of a love that waits behind the curtain and walks beside you, even in silence. Meanwhile, Wang Yibo's dance performance at an award show featured choreography that bore an uncanny resemblance to a routine they once performed together during their The Untamed promo tour. The timing? Days apart. Even the industry began to whisper again. Directors who had worked with both stars spoke in interviews about their professionalism, but often ended their comments with phrases like, "What they share can't be recreated," or "There's a history there that's deeper than we know." A secret meeting or destiny. Then came the photo. Blurry, taken from a distance and immediately viral. It was nighttime, somewhere in Beijing. Two figures in caps and masks walked side by side into a quiet cafe. Though nothing was confirmed, fans were quick to point out the shape of their frames, the way one leaned slightly toward the other, and the bracelets both wore, identical, just like the ones gifted to them by a fan years ago. No words were said. No statements were released. But the internet caught fire. "Real love doesn't need announcement," one fan tweeted. "It just needs presence." The fans who never gave up. Perhaps one of the most powerful parts of their story is the fandom itself. For years, millions around the globe clung to hope. Not just for reunion, but for the idea that something pure could survive the chaos. Art accounts continued to draw them together. Writers spun tales inspired by their quiet devotion. And fan events celebrating their legacy continued to sell out every year. To many, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo had become more than celebrities. They were a symbol of loyalty, of enduring affection, of a bond that doesn't crumble with time. When asked, they say little but everything. In a rare joint appearance during a 2025 charity broadcast, fate, or perhaps a clever producer, placed Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo side by side once more. The audience held its breath. They exchanged only a few words on camera, but the way they looked at each other spoke volumes. Not longing, not regret, but respect. Deep, quiet understanding. And when the host playfully asked, "You two haven't changed a bit, have you?" Zhan chuckled and replied softly, "Real love doesn't change." "And Yibo?" He just nodded, eyes locked on Zhan's for a second too long. A blink, a glance. But for those who knew them, it was everything. Forever written in the stars. No one knows where the future will lead them, separate careers, different lives, or perhaps, one day, a full-circle moment that brings them back together again. But one thing is certain. The world will never forget the story of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. Not just because of the roles they played, but because of the real connection they gave the world. A bond that proved, over and over again, that real love doesn't change. Not with fame. Not with time. Not with distance. And in that quiet certainty, millions of hearts have found their own hope.